Well, hello, my students. So, nothing new today. I wasn't going to even make a video today, but I forgot I gave you that homework that was due last night at 8 o'clock. So, now, when you make your graphs on the test, make sure I can read this. You might even want to show work so I know what the period is to help me decide. So remember, the period is in degrees, it's 360 divided by your b. Then you break up that number into fourths, and that's what goes here. But make sure I can read this, which you're going to have to make it bigger than I did. Now remember, whatever you make your 1, 3 times that is your 180. So I'm even off a little bit. My 1 should be a little bit bigger. So make sure you could leave space. I think I left a lot of space on the test. I made it 2 pages just to give you a lot of space. So 360 divided by 3 is 120. 1/4 of that is 30. So 30, 60, 90, 120. Now remember, then you can draw the basic sign first if you want to. So it goes hill, valley, then multiply by -3. Always do your period and then do your amplitude change. So this one, do the period and then do the shift. Always do period first. So the period would be 360 divided by 2 is 180. 1/4 of that is 45, so 45, 90, 135, 18. Make sure I can read this or I take points off. Then 180 is 3 times this. I'm off a little bit. Should have made my 1 a little bit bigger. Then, so here is your sign. Doink, 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 doink. Then I moved everything up 1. So it's okay to draw your basic graph. Now, radians. Instead of 360, you're using 2 pi. So 2 pi divided by a half is 4 pi, because whenever you divide by a fraction, you take the reciprocal. So 1/4 of 4 pi is pi. Pi. So it'll be pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Remember, pi is 3 times your 1. Now, I went to the final graph. You could have did the basic here, here, here. And then we multiply everything by 2. It's an amplitude change also. So stretched it up and down. Then this one, we have a period change and a shift down, -2. So 2 pi divided by pi. Now I tricked you in the homework. A lot of people got this wrong. They did 2 pi divided by pi. Now, remember, for homework, as long as you legitimately tried something, if you put Fox is fast, and I didn't give you credit, but if you just tried something legitimate, then I gave you credit for the homework. But a lot of you did 2 pi divided by pi is 2, then you use 2 pi here. No. Boy, you got to make it bigger, too. I messed up. This is too small. But I'm talking to you, so it's okay. So 1/4 of 2 is a half. So it's a half, 1, 3 halves, 2. That's the x-axis. Then we moved everything down 2. So the basic graph is here, 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 here. As you can see. Then move everything down 2. So we make it bigger on the test, though. So you'd make your 1 bigger, so you could make your 2 bigger. Now notice for this, 1 and 1 should be the same, because it's the same number. Now, of course, this part's not on the test, but if 6 students, I have 6 students in second hour, 10 students in third hour. How many groups of 2 could I make if I take 1 from each group? Well, that's the fundamental counting theorem. 6 times 10 is 60. Then if a lunch has 1 meat, 1 fruit, and 1 drink, how many different lunches could be made from 6 meats, 10 drinks, and 5 fruit? Now, Mrs. Obama made a rule that everyone had to get a fruit every day, even if you didn't like it, which, to try to teach kids to eat healthy, but they would put a big barrel outside the door of the lunch in the cafeteria, and most kids would just throw it away. Then they'd have to, just throw it away then. It was kind of sad, but the rule was they had to get it whether they liked it or not. So good decision, good, not good decision, I don't know. But if a lunch has, I don't know what I put there. If a lunch has one of each, so it'll be 6 times 10 times 5, which is 300. Woohoo! Then the last one I already did. How many ways could 6 people stand in a row? Well, 6 factorial, which is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Technically, you don't have to put the 1. Or on most calculators, they have a calculator factorial button. You just have to find it. We'll talk about that on Monday, I guess, with mosi des. So it'll be 6 times 6 factorial 720. And I always find that incredible in math. That just having 6 people, you have 720 ways to do that. Now here's a question. A baseball coach, makes a lineup of 9 kids. Let's say they only have 9 kids show up that day. We'll talk about, if you have more later. That means they have 9 factorial number of choices. Now, so how many choices does a coach have if they just have 9 people to put in a row? Now, this is incredible, I think. If you use your calculator, that glares a little bit. It's actually 362,880. So they have 362,880 ways to put 9 people in a batting lineup. Isn't that incredible? I find that incredible. So the next time you play baseball or softball, go up and give your coach a hug. Because they got to make 362,000, and that's if they just have 9 people show up. Probably Monday, we'll talk about what if they have more than that. Holy cheese in a bucket. It's huge, huge. But anyways, I'll see ya.